A packed house, over 20,000 at the Victoria Ground tonight. Saturday's demise against Sheffield United forgotten, as Stoke seek the kind of spirited displays that eventually accounted for Chelsea last season. Early defensive deficiencies cost Stoke their unbeaten home record at the weekend. Tonight, Lumakari makes 2 changes from Saturday's starting 11, bringing in Nigel Worthington and Kevin Keane for Mark Devlin and John Gale. Simon Sturridge and Ian Cranston are both still out injured. Up front, Mike Sheeran has gone 4 matches without scoring now, but remains a potent threat with his 10-goal tally from 14 starts. Arsenal's new coach, Arsene Wenger, has opted for 10 of the side, held to a goalless draw at home by Coventry, but has called up Dutch international Dennis Bergkamp, only recently back from a hamstring injury, in place of John Hartson as Ian Wright's partner in attack. Whether scoring goals, 10 already this season, or involved in controversy, Wright is seldom out of the headlines, and containing him will be a major Stoke priority. Taking the whistle is Keith Burge from Tonopandi in Wales. Stoke City kicking off. Arsenal second in the Premier and unbeaten in the last 8 league matches. Lumakari believes it's going to take something special from his team tonight to upset them. Indeed, he says it will need the best performance of my managerial reign. And Arsenal under Arsene Wenger certainly aren't taking this competition lightly. But a corner straight away to Stoke City. Graham has gone up, and Whittle as well. Keane taking the kick. Nodded forward by Kavanagh. Then Platt for Arsenal. This is Worthington, who was dropped at the weekend, but now back in the starting lineup. Ian Wright defending for a moment. Tony Adams. Some cool work there from the Arsenal captain. Steve Bold, former Stoke player, of course. He began his career at the Victoria Ground. Indeed, he joined Stoke from school. Here's Bold now. Vieira, the Frenchman, who settled it so well for Arsenal. Here's Pickering. Well, Lumakari believes his team have the power to dominate sides, but he thinks they won't find that easy against one of Arsenal's strength. Towering header by Keogh, but straight to Worthington. Now for Scythe. Pickering making a good run through the centre. But he was being well guarded by Nigel Winterburn.
That was very nearly a good ball by Forsyth, because Pickering came inside Winterburn, and had he been able to get that ball, he would have been clear. This is a good ball by Forsyth. You can see the ball. Great run by Pickering, because he got inside Winterburn. Had he collected that, danger for Arsenal.
Here goes Wallace with Vieira. Kavanagh. Then Forsyth to Sheeran. Keane through the middle. Still Sheeran. A little change of pace then from him. Well, he couldn't find the end product. Surrounded by Arsenal defenders, but he's looking pretty sharp, Jim.
Yes, he did well there, Mike Sheeran, but I think he should have pushed the ball through to Forsyth. Sheeran's looking smart here, but Forsyth's made a great run, and I think it was worth him trying to get the ball to Forsyth rather than the corner flag.
Sheeran. He took very neat with it, Mark Sheeran. He needs some support. That was really on hand. That maybe the plan has found him anyway. But he's having to work hard in this front runner's role, Mike Sheeran.
Well, he did well here, Mike Sheeran. Good control. Again, he had to take it on himself. Was fouled by Platt.
Kavanagh taking the free kick. A look for the likes of a Whittle and Dreyer.
Lump it in there, son, and everybody go for it.
In fact, it's Pickering who curls it over. They got some big guys back there, Jim.
Yeah, they have, but I don't see how you can do it any other way.
Keane's chip. Sheeran! Oh. Such awareness shown then by Mike Sheeran. He nipped it so quickly, and he has scored his 11th goal of the season. And what a moment for him to get back on the score sheet after his barren run of late. So quick off the mark there.
Well, he's deserved this goal. He's looked the best player on the field. He's nipped in behind them. Lovely goal.
He got in between Tony Adams and David Seaman.
He nipped in between the defenders. He was the man who was looking for it. Beautiful goal.
They were found wanting then to the delight, I'm sure, of Lou Macari. It's all going to plan so far.
But there's not much even a good defence can do against a really top-class accurate ball and a super run.
Lou Macari's teams are renowned for pressurising the opposition, and they've been doing that to Arsenal, no question. But here's Whitbert now on the counter-attack. In goes Vieira, and a chance for Merson. Ooh, good shot by Middleton. An incisive attack then.
Well, it's a lovely ball by Nigel Winterburn, and Merce tees it up beautifully, but I'm not so sure whether it didn't ricochet off a defender. It did, Nigel Worthington.
Arsenal's corner. And this is where Stoke have to keep their concentration on these set pieces for which Arsenal are so dangerous. Vieira was in late, then on for side. The crowd didn't like it. Keane. Here's Dixon. On a different wavelength though with a steep pole. Worthington now. Sheeran. Worthington again.
It was a good little 1-2 with Sheeran, but unfortunately it was on Nigel's wrong foot. Well, it's a sign of an absorbing game, Peter. It's nearly half-time, and it doesn't seem like it, does it?
In action all the way. This is Merson now. Played in for Ian Wright. And Sigurdsson denied him a shooting opportunity with his alertness at the back.
Well, both Dwyer and Sigurdsson have been outstanding this half. They've covered the ground. They've covered every anticipation that Arsenal have been involved in. Lovely stuff. Good defending.
Pickering. Not losing out. Wallace. Movement in from Stoke. Well, that's off Steve Bowl. Is it a throw? Also, so the referee concurs with that view. Certainly very close to a corner.
I think Stoke will be contented to keep it down here till half-time now in this little corner.
Kavanagh whipping over the cross, and Sheeran was almost on the end of it. The first half honours to Stoke City. They played really well in its first 45 minutes, totally committed to the cause, and Mike Sheeran, who's worked so hard up front, has his reward with the one goal that divides the two teams. Arsenal with just a couple of chances so far. They're going to have to do a lot more in the second half if they're to turn this round. Half-time at the Victoria Ground. It's Stoke City 1, Arsenal 0. So Arsenal will get the second half underway. They have the knowledge that they're going to have to match Stoke City stride for stride in the second period. They're there to overcome one of the hardest working teams in the First Division. Here's Ian Wright. Almost forcing his way through. And eventually away by Nigel Worthington. Ian Wright, who didn't have too many sights of goal in the first half. Arsene Wenger, Arsenal's manager, down on the bench now for the second period. Worthington popping it rather hopefully forward, but he's found Mike Sheeran. Now, has he got any support here? Forsyth is outside him. Keane heading for the far post. Poor delivery on the final pass from Richard Forsyth.
It was poor because they opened Arsenal up then and had a chance.
Dixon putting it through for Wright. And Sigurdsson just recovered in the nick of time then. Thought he'd lost it for a moment. Forsyth to Sheeran. Now Kavanagh. Worthington. His experience has been vital tonight. This is Keane. clean from Sheeran's flick, and he just didn't get hold of his shot. A very disappointing finish to a promising build-up.
It was, because again it was a lovely bit of football by Worthington. Beautiful ball played through. Sheeran read it superbly, Keane did, and really that's a disappointing finish, isn't it?
Drea's clearance to Kavanagh. Now Wallace, very deep for Stoke at the moment. Keane taking on Vieira. The decoy run from Sheeran, and now here's Sheeran with a chance, and it was a super block from Martin Keown to deprive him of the goal.
Yeah, good tackle by Keown. A lovely run by Sheeran again. Good combination, Keane and Sheeran, last few minutes. Lovely run by Keane, looks up, Sheeran's pulled wide beautifully. Good tackle.
Away by Platt.
The wind is slightly in Stoke's favour now, isn't it? So if they can belt the ball down, who knows what will happen.
Sigurdsson, who I think was watched by Newcastle a few weeks back. Arthur Cox was viewing one of Stoke's games. He certainly has got quality this evening. Here's Sheeran, the same can be said of him. Played on to Kavanagh. Kavanagh strike for goal!
That was worth a poke. This wind is very strong in Stoke's favour. That was very good thinking by Kavanagh there.
Winterburn to Bold. Bergkamp. It was a delicate touch though. Wright didn't appreciate it. Off goes Keane. Sheeran's pulled away to the right. Kavanagh to the left here. And the flag was up.
Linesman has the last say there.
But they're producing some very cohesive football now, Stoke.
But Keane seems to be moving into the middle of the field and actually taking command of the situation when he gets the ball.
Right, almost wriggled free. Could be a chance here. Muggleton recovered his ground in time. As Winterburn went racing through.
But Winterburn gets through and it's close. Good save.
Now Worthington to Keane. Dixon for Arsenal. Wright wanted it played through the centre, but there's no quality on the through ball. Bergkamp now. Bearing down on goal, and the shot from Merson. Brilliantly held by Muggleton. A real snapshot then from Paul Merson.
Well, it wasn't really a good build-up. Bergkamp doesn't really get it to his player, but Merson nearly gets his foot there.
Keown unchallenged. Wallace, typically abrasive fashion. Whittle now policing Hartson. With Sigurdsson following right.
Nigel Winterburn to take the throw. And he's had a steady old game tonight, hasn't he, Nigel?
You've done it now. You've caught him Winterburn. I did it earlier. It's Worthington.
Oh,
it's such a difficult one.
Yeah.
Two Nigels, both wearing number 3.
Right.
Worthington and Winterburn. I've done it already.
Well, they've both had a steady old game then.
All right then. Hartson scrapping with Whittle.
And
his arm lunged out then, Hartson. And he's going to be in trouble, I think, if the referee had a good view of that. Whittle is sent crashing to the ground.
I mean, you can see that this is where it starts. And he's got a yellow card, the first of the evening, if my memory serves me right.
That's correct. Worthington bending in the free kick. And a foul by Whittle on Hartson. certainly one or two interesting confrontations between the two in the last few minutes of the game,
I think
Jim.
there might be.
Vieira, one of two Arsenal players cautioned now. Hudson to win it in the air. This is Pickering. And he got himself out of trouble very neatly.
It was well played, wasn't it?
But now Vieira. Winterburn. Nelson couldn't control it. And some desperate defending by Forsyth. He maybe had rather more time than he realised there.
Yeah, well, I think he might have left it to Whittle, actually. This is it. This is where they've really got to keep that 100% concentration we've been talking about.
Gold had got to the near post.
So Muggleton's doing the right thing. Keep it calm, slow it down, let everybody get in their places. No need to hurry. That's it.
Here's Keown. Martin scrapping again with Whittle. Now Paul Merson on for Wright. Wright's got through and has scored. Magnificent finishing by Ian Wright. Well, by his high standards, he's had a pretty quiet game tonight. But, well, you just give him one moment of space, and he pounces in that spectacular fashion.
Well, the move was inspirational because Hartson was at the front of it, and Wright, lovely turn there, just a little touch. Great goal by Ian Wright. This is what he's been waiting for. He's been playing for it all night. Just that one opportunity, and he's taken advantage of it.
It's finished 1-1. Arsenal coming back strongly in the second half after Stoke had certainly dominated the first period. Whatever Arsene Wenger had to say at half-time, it did the trick. Arsenal were much improved in the second period. The substitution of John Hartson certainly was a factor too, and Ian Wright popping up with the equalising goal, his 11th of the season. But such a commendable, spirited display by Stoke, they will take heart from that. And for much of this game, they certainly matched Arsenal stride for stride. The final score at the Victoria Ground, it's Stoke 1, Arsenal 1.
We know that it's a big scalp for anybody to beat Arsenal, and we knew that Stoke will be up for it. Any side Lou Macari is in charge of will be fighting hard all the way to the end, and we expected that. But I thought in the first half we didn't give them the respect in that respect.
I think that's an intelligent team with a strong mentor. They never give up, and when you see the players how they react in the dressing room every time before the game at half-time, they really want always to win, and that's I think they have a mentality of a big club players, and so I'm very pleased with the players.
Stoke Arsenal Cup ties always seem to finish down the years in a draw at first. You don't know about that, but it goes back to my days, I can assure you. Early Stoke possession tonight, Robbie, wasn't it? They did really well early on.
Yeah, they did really well, although they didn't really trouble David Seaman too much. But it was a tough game, and Stoke battled really well.
A lot of skill involved with the goal.
Yeah.
Beautiful chip, I thought.
A great technique by Keane to chip the ball just in the space behind Adams, and Mike Sharon anticipated it well and managed to just get a foot on the ball and steer it home. So a great start for Stoke.
Maybe David Seaman should have hurled himself at it at the end. We might be having a chat about that, I think. Second half, though, was mainly Arsenal. He can't keep this guy out of the papers, really. He's in the papers for good or bad, day in, day out. Ian Wright.
Yeah, typical Ian Wright. I mean, whatever problems seem to happen outside of the game, he can focus himself on what he does best, and that's finishing goals in here.
Handball there or not, you reckon?
Slightly, but by the defender's reaction, it doesn't seem so. It's a great skill he turns, and it's a typical Ian Wright finish. Leaves the defender on the seat of his pants, really, and managed to sneak it home.
You know Ian pretty well. Give me a view of the guy.
I think he's a wholehearted 100% player who gives 100%, and sometimes people view that wrongly, that he's a little bit over-enthusiastic, but I'd love an Ian Wright in my team any day of the week.
Great skill he has, doesn't he?
He's a great skill, and when games are tight like that, 0-0 or you're 1-0 down, there's no one better than Ian Wright in your team to get you back on level terms.
But Stoke are still to be beaten at Highbury, aren't they, Robbie? Because
right.
Lou Macari, the manager there, he'll have them wound up.
Lou Macari
well
gets his
into.
teams very fit and very organised, and I'm sure there's a lot more football to play, but you'd like to feel that Arsenal are probably going to be, hopefully get through that cup tie.
Yeah, certainly from our regional point of view.